Good morning from Discovery Cove. I've been so excited to come back here.
Yeah, Zach couldn't like help himself. He just had to book
I had to.
a day here.
So it's been months since we were here. We've only been here one time,
yeah.
but we're finally coming back. We actually had another visit that's like later this spring that we booked back at their Black Friday sale. So we had that coming up, and like I've been looking forward to it, but it's still too far away. So
wasn't good enough.
I made an impulse decision after a lot of sangria at when we went to dinner at Three Bridges, and I was like, we're going to Discovery Cove.
Yeah, later that night he was just like on his phone, and I looked over and he was like,
it happened. But it is early March, so we knew it was kind of like iffy as far as the weather, because we've never been in the winter before. We've only been the one time that we filmed last time, and it's pretty nice out. Like, it's not going to rain at all, which is great.
No, it's beautiful out, but
it's a little
cold. The temperature is like, it's like almost 60 degrees.
Yeah, so it's like upper 50s at the moment. The high is like 67-ish today. So it should get warmer, but it's not going to be hot like it was when we came in August. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that compares. We're probably going to need to wear wetsuits today to stay warmer, because last time we just wore the vest. So that'll be interesting to see how the wetsuits work, but that is kind of the nice part about having the option to do vest versus wetsuit. And I know they have like short wetsuits or long wetsuits, so we'll kind of have to decide what we want. But yeah, it'll be a little different today, but still I'm sure just as fun. So we're gonna go head over to breakfast. We just checked in, we got our lanyards, which they had a promotion for Florida residents back when I booked it, but I booked with the SeaWorld Pass member rate, and for Florida residents you got a free upgraded drink package like we had the first time we came, but it wasn't offered for annual pass holders. So I called them and asked, and they weren't really sure if they were able to add it for me, and they're like, oh, we'll call you back if we can. And I never got a call, but we just checked in and he's like, oh, I see you have upgraded drink package, which is news to me. So that's exciting, I guess. Maybe I'll have a couple of the rainbow drinks because those were super good. But gonna go get some food, get a locker, and then start to explore. We didn't film a ton of like the navigation around Discovery Cove, so I'm gonna try to do some more of that today and show a little bit more of our day. All right, so as we're heading down to breakfast, here is a look at the river, which I see all the lifeguards are coming out because it's getting close to the waterways opening, but they don't open until 9. So we got here at like 8:40-ish. Because we weren't in a rush to be here at 7:30, they kind of recommend that you get here right when they open if you have a bunch of upgrades. So if you're doing a dolphin swim or like the sharks, the sea venture, all that kind of stuff, you want to get here sooner to pick your time slots. But we're just doing day admission today again, so no need to schedule anything like that. We picked our lunch time, but that's about it.
That's an interesting sound.
Yeah, lots of birds. It is cold. I'm wearing shorts and short sleeves, and it's cold at the moment, but I think once we're in the sun it should get warmer. All right, so as we have entered, on the right is first aid, and the first thing we see on the left is tropical gifts. I worry about the damage I'm gonna do here today because I really didn't buy that much last time. I mean, I got like the hat that we both have with us and some other stuff, but ooh, I already see too much. I see cups, I see spirit jerseys, I see it all. I'll be back here for sure, and I'm going to show more of the merchandise in more detail. But Amanda has her spirit jersey, and I was saying how I wanted one. Alright, so we escaped the store. I'm going to definitely be looking in more detail later, and the other store to see what they have. But here we are at Laguna Grill. Gonna get some breakfast. So it's kind of like buffet style, but they grab all the food for you, and it's kind of as much as you want. Breakfast is until 10:30, and then lunch begins at 11. Here's a look at the breakfast menu. So they got all kinds of pastries, yogurt, cereal, hot food, lots of drinks. It's gonna be good. We also seem to get here at a good time. There is no line at all, so that's super nice. But this is also where you come for lunch. So once it shuts down for breakfast, you come back later and you get your lunch food a little bit later. All right, here's a look at our breakfast. It's a lot.
Probably the most I've ever had for breakfast.
Which is why we are going to, so we picked our lunchtime for between 12 and 1 because they offered 11, and we're like, that's way too soon with how much we know we're going to eat for breakfast. So here's kind of a look at the different things that we chose to get. Of course, you can get as much or as little as you want, all the different options. Everything's all inclusive. There's no food that's like an upcharge. So they had eggs, which I got Southwest, Amanda got scrambled. Then they had hash browns, sausage, French toast, bacon, or not bacon, sorry, biscuits is what I meant. They had oatmeal, which I had to get. They had tons of different types of cups of fruit. They had cereal. Amanda grabbed like a cheese pastry Danish thing to try. They had cereal. I don't know if I even mentioned it. I think I did. I don't know what else. There was a lot. There was like cartons of milk. I got coffee. They had orange juice. And then of course, there is the entire drink machine, which we're actually kind of seated near. So back there is the drink machine. Everything is self-serve. All the drinks here are included. So they have different soda products as well as like iced tea, lemonade, all that kind of stuff here. And we're kind of seated right by guest services to we'll try to give an idea of the layout of Discovery Cove today. Last time we came, they gave us a kind of like a welcome care kit, which gave you a mask and sanitizer and anything. Seems like they don't do that anymore. So luckily we were able to get our masks back when we came before. Maybe they sell them. We'll take a look in the store later. I didn't look. They might sell Discovery Cove masks now. But they also gave us like a little map the last time we came, which they didn't give us this time. Maybe right. Well, the map they gave us when we checked in with the lanyard. So I don't know if they still do that. Maybe they just didn't give it to us because we've been here.
Yeah, they asked if we've been here before. And we said
so they may still give you a map, because that was kind of helpful to kind of get a quick idea of where everything is. But it wasn't waterproof or laminated, so it wasn't something you could swim with. So we really didn't use it much. So you just kind of learn by walking around. But we'll give an idea of where you need to go to find everything. But first we got to eat our breakfast. Right as we were getting ready to head over to the locker, all the flamingos are crossing. So they do this every morning.
They're so tall.
They are tall.
I didn't realize how big they were.
That's so fun. And then I think the family that follows them is part of like the new Flamingo Mingle tour. So you can kind of like hang out with them in the morning before they do their little walk across in front of the Dolphin Lagoon. All right, we've made it into the river. We're kind of at the front of it. And the water is amazing. So like I was concerned about coming when it was cooler out, and it is so incredibly warm. Like this water feels like a hot tub and we never want to get out. But our first tip, now that we have been to Discovery Cove before, is to bring water shoes.
Yes.
So the last time we were in this river, we were struggling because it goes back and forth between deep and shallow water like very quickly and very suddenly. And there's a lot of rocks at the bottom because like Discovery Cove is all like natural and everything. So there were a lot of rocks kicked during our last visit, which got painful at times. So we came prepared. We got some water shoes. We are good to go. Plus, we didn't realize they had life jackets as well as pool noodles that you can just grab. So they're all sanitized and everything. So they had a bucket of clean ones, and then they have a bucket you put your used ones in. So we grabbed some sanitized noodles. So we should be good to go. And now we're going to enter the little grotto to begin our trek into the river. Alright, so due to some technical difficulties with the GoPro, the audio got a little messed up again. But here we are heading into the river with a quick change of plans. So unfortunately, the aviary was closed at this time due to the waterfall not functioning or something going on. So they actually had us leave the river at this point, head over to the oasis where the otters and marmosets are, and they told us there would be a secondary entrance into the river where we could join right past the aviary. So here we are heading into the oasis area, bypassing right past the otters, seeing if they were out before heading into the remainder of the river. Here is a quick look at the Otter Exhibit. Now unfortunately none of them were out at this time. We were hoping to see some of the baby otters that were just added, but none of them were out this early in the morning. They kind of come and go. So we decided to check back later in the day, but it is a nice undercover viewing area, as well as you can look underwater if you have any kind of goggles or anything like that. So it is above and underwater for viewing, and lots of fish underwater to look at as well. We decided to do a quick lap around the Marmoset Island as well. They are very tiny, so they're typically pretty hard to spot, but we did not see any marmosets at this time either. Now we were talking about how the next time we're going to Discovery Cove and we'll have a cabana, you do get a private animal encounter. And they don't tell you what that animal is going to be ahead of time, but I have seen that one of the options for the cabana meet and greet is a marmoset. So maybe next time we're there, we'll be able to see a marmoset up close and personal, which would be really nice because they are typically a little hard to spot, but we've definitely seen them on this island in the past. They may have just been sleeping this early in the morning, but always a hit and miss if they're going to be out and about when you swim by. One of our favorite parts of coming this day was how comfortable the water was. So one of our biggest concerns was that with it being a cooler day outside, it would be a little rough getting in and out of the water. But the water was definitely the warmest water that we've felt in a long time. It pretty much felt like bath water in the oasis and the river specifically, because there's no animals in those waterways. So it was extremely comfortable being in the water, and it actually was a lot warmer walking around than expected. But it made distancing a breeze because there was literally nobody in the water around us. It was definitely a much quieter day because of that. We weren't obviously the only people there. There were some people laying out on the beach, but pretty much the entire day we had the water to ourselves with plenty of room to distance from other groups, which was really a huge perk of coming on a day that may have otherwise been a little bit concerning with the temperature outside. Right as we were about to head back into the river, we did quickly spot some otters playing, and we will have another look at them a little bit later, but we did get to see them right before heading into the river. Right past the otters was a secret little walkway into the river, so everyone was kind of walking between them and then spreading themselves out. So this is us first getting into the river right past the aviary section. It was one of the deeper segments of the river, and then we had a nice open river to ourselves. Now at this point we had made it back to the pool at the beginning of the river after our quick little lap around. It was a little more busy in this part of the pool. It did seem to be where more people were hanging out compared to the river that was entirely empty. Now we did see that the waterfalls were turned back on to full force, which did indicate that the aviary had probably opened up, which was great. So we were going to make our way out of this waterway since it was getting a little bit more crowded. But I did also want to mention that right here outside of this waterway is a bar, which you can see right behind Amanda here, and that's where you can get some alcoholic drinks as well as various sodas or slushies that are all included in your admission, and they usually have some pretzels and cookies as well. So we decided to take a quick break from the water, got out. I want to take my water shoes off, but Amanda got a lemonade slushie.
Which, it's like freezing out, but it's fine.
It's a little warmer than I expected it was going to be, so it's not horrible. But yeah, all the slushies are free, just like all of the sodas. And I believe some alcohol's included, but then there's the upgraded drink package, which, again, I didn't know that we got it, but I'm not going to complain. So I got the Aloha Sunrise, which we got last time because, like, hello, it's just such a pretty drink.
It was good last time.
Huh?
I got that one last time.
Yeah, it was really good too. I think it was my favorite out of them, so had to get it because it's just so, like, picturesque, like very photogenic. But they did tell me to mix it up because they only make it this way because it looks nice, and then they have to stir it up. We are approaching lunchtime, but we decided to take a quick look in this little kiosk. Looks like they got some tote bags in blue and pink. They got some hats here, which I'm wearing my bucket hat that I got here last time. It's like a lot of flip-flops and various stuff that aren't necessarily like Discovery Cove branded. Then they have some drawstring bags. Let's say I swam with the dolphins. Ooh. It's the same bag I have from SeaWorld that I'm a big fan of. Got some sanitizer and phone pouches. Then they have some swim shirts. Ooh, I like that's a cool t-shirt. Yeah, that one, ooh, it's Guy Harvey.
It's Guy Harvey, yeah.
That's nice.
But that one is cool too.
And they have some hats as well. They're super fun. I like the gray one. Here's a look at today's lunch menu. I know I had the beach burger, which was good. The grilled Tabasco steak is good. There's a lot that sounds good. So I got a little fire back there with the grill. And we're gonna wait in line for food. Here is a look at lunch. So we're actually on the other side of Laguna Grill. And I had no idea this whole seating area existed. It seems like everyone's kind of sitting out in the open because like the sun is warmer, but we found a nice area that's totally empty. So this is nice, but what did you get?
I got the barbecue pulled pork sandwich, and it comes with waffle fries.
Okay.
And it smells really good.
It does. All the food smells really good.
Chicken Caesar salad.
Yeah, and I got the Tabasco steak, which they put a lot of the chimichurri sauce on it. But I've had this at Waterway Grill in SeaWorld before, so I imagine it's probably pretty similar. And last time I had the beach burger, which was amazing. So everything we've had so far, like for lunch, is really good. Breakfast is good too, but it's kind of like your stereotypical buffet breakfast. But I've been always pretty impressed with the lunch food that we've had here before. But then I also got a Caesar salad, and then we both got the New York cheesecake for dessert. After lunch, we decided to take a look at the store again, so we have an idea of what I'm going to want to buy on the way out. Here's a sweatshirt right here in the front. It is cool. Anything with the logo I'm a fan of. I love Discovery Cove's logo. Got like a plain gray sweat jacket in here. Got a bunch of sunglasses. And then over here, before we kind of walk through the rest of it, that's a cool drawstring. But they do sell wetsuits here. So they're not exactly the same wetsuits that you wear because they have the yellow collar. These are blue, but they're $85. So if you want a nice wetsuit that says Discovery Cove, you can buy them here in all different sizes. Got a pinkish, like rose gold colored Spirit jersey. One that says Mermaid, which I feel like they may have at SeaWorld as well, but maybe not. Tie-dye. And then Amanda got this last time. It's like a cropped pastel one. They got some t-shirts and tank tops. And then that iridescent tide shirt that they have over at SeaWorld, as well as the iridescent sweatshirt and shorts, just all with the Discovery Cove logo. It's a really cool color. And then over here in the middle, I know we kind of quickly looked at this earlier, but here's it in a little more detail. So they have a clear cup here with like a flip lid, then one with a straw. And these are pretty similar to ones that they have at SeaWorld as well. So they have a little like thermos type one. Looks like a bottle holder for like a wine bottle. That's $8. They have a glass randomly in the front here. Then I don't know if they're out of those or if they're supposed to be somewhere else. A cup with straws, another water bottle. So a couple different water bottle options. They have a whole section of stuffed animals here in the middle. Then over here we have the Spirit jersey. They still have not decided which one I'm probably going to end up getting, but probably one of those two. And they have a sweat jacket here, zip up, as well as a t-shirt. Then we have Orlando, Florida. That looks like the back, so I'm assuming it says Discovery Cove on the front. Maybe something like that. A growler, which is cool, and a water bottle. Then a polo shirt.
Yeah, we went to look and see the otter.
A quarter zip. And some more sweatshirts. And these are Under Armour pullovers and polo shirts. And then one more Spirit jersey here. Some more shorts back here that are all kind of themed around swimming with the dolphins, as well as this fun sweat jacket. A lot of cups. I really like those that are like white and blue gradients almost. So those look like they're insulated. There's a wine thing on the right, like a wine cup, then like a tumbler, and then a water bottle. So those are all super cool. And then some more shirts and sweat jackets up here. Another cup and water bottle all the way at the top, and that one on the left looks like one you can put in the freezer and has like a frozen outer layer. And then some more backpacks and drawstrings here. Looks like one of the snorkel masks that we saw people using in the river. As well, they do sell youth and adult water shoes. Oh, I'm going by. There's stuff everywhere. Yeah, there's some picture frames and snow globes. And it looks like a shot glass with the Discovery Cove logo. Another glass here. And some coffee mugs. As well as some like travel tumblers. And then there's a little kids section back here with some kids clothing. And some more stuffed animals. As well as kids shirt and sweatshirt here. Up here at the register, and they had it at the other store as well, they have little bags of reusable straws you can get. So this one looks like it's $10, and then they come in a Discovery Cove pouch. They got some phone cases here, which are all for older phones, but they have a couple different options. As well as some wall chargers and mobile chargers. And then just some sanitizer and memory cards, batteries for cameras, random stuff like that. And then over here they have a couple ornaments.
Ornaments. That's
Yeah.
cool. That we need.
Yeah, that one's really cool. But I also really like the ones in the shape of the logo.
Oh, that one's cool too.
That one might be my favorite. A little Nutcracker with turtles on its head. Some more dolphin ornaments. And there's some down here too. And there's a penguin Nutcracker.
Oh my god, I want the penguin Nutcracker.
And there's all kinds of like jewelry and random stuff like that. Artwork, statues. Lots to look at in here. But this is kind of like the more like collectible, pricey type stuff. And then in the far corner, they have a lot of Simply Southern stuff. So they have clothing, cups, wine glasses, bottles, etc. All from different brands such as Simply Southern. We have made our way into the aviary. So this is the river down below us. This is a section that was closed off, but clearly got opened up. Waterfalls working again.
I feel the warmness of the water from up here.
Yeah, the water is toasty. So we got our cups of food. We're now going in to find some birds to feed. They also had a QR code, which I don't think they had last time, where you could scan it, and it was a guide to tell you what all the different birds were called. It's a little hard to see with the reflection, but yeah, it's like I screenshot it so I can keep it for future reference in case they don't decide next time that we're here. But yeah, it's a little animal spotting guide. Amanda made her first friend. I see this guy. Oh, I was gonna try to feed him, but he got a little high up in the air. Okay, just kidding. But they're just everywhere, up in the trees. Hello, friend. Want some food? Oh. Hungry? I love the color of him. Okay, bye. Hope you liked your snack. There's this massive bird that we're kind of watching. I've got a couple to land on me. Amanda's only had one or two so far, so we were trying to get one more that's maybe a little hungry to hop on her arm before we head out of the aviary for now, and maybe back into the river, because the river is amazing. We've come over to the otters, and they're actually out this time.
But I think we can go through there.
Adorable.
Yeah, I think you can. Let me see. Oh, yeah, you can. If you're trying to the otters, can you walk through here? Yeah. Oh, see?
Bye.
But I don't know, I got my phone.
They were so cute. Alright, we have come over to the Grand Reef. So we have yet to come over here. We are ready to swim with some fish and some stingrays. Now we found out that we had to get our individually sanitized mask and snorkel. But you actually have to keep the snorkel, which we didn't know last time.
I didn't know that.
You have to obviously get back the goggle for sanitation, but the snorkel is a souvenir to take home. So super fun, and they have the Discovery Cove logo, so it's a nice little souvenir. we are heading home, sadly. But it was such a good day.
It was.
I'm a big fan of Discovery Cove still, of course. Got to do, I mean, it was for the most part like what we did last time. I feel like we did a little bit more though because it was quieter. Like we did the river more than once today.
Yeah.
Also having the water shoes helped.
Yes.
But
water shoes are a savior.
Yeah, definitely consider that if you want to come here. But the river was amazing. The reef was as fun as always.
The temperature was great.
The water temperature was definitely more enjoyable today than the last time. But there was definitely like moments where there was a breeze where like it was cold. But overall it was much warmer than I expected. It was still very enjoyable to be here today. Food was good. There was a lot of it. But yeah, I'm excited for when we eventually come back. Which won't be too far away. It'll be like in another month or two. And that time we'll be swimming with dolphins. Now they do a little differently with COVID. So it's not quite the same as it was pre-COVID, but we never did that, so we won't know the difference. But you kind of stand in like the shallow water and the dolphins come to you instead of you like swimming in the water with them. And that's because you have to have your mask on, so that you can't actually swim in the water because you can't wear masks in the water. So a little bit of a different experience, but it'll still be a lot of fun to get to interact with the dolphins. That's something we've still never done here.
Yeah.
So that'll definitely be something new. So definitely subscribe to our channel to see when that comes up later this spring when we get to swim with dolphins, and we'll be showing what a cabana looks like here as well. So that'll be exciting. Keep an eye out for that video. And definitely give this video a like if you enjoyed our tour around Discovery Cove. Hopefully it was a little bit more of a walkthrough this time than last time, because the GoPro had a lot of audio issues last time we came. So hopefully it worked out better this time. We were able to show a little bit more about what Discovery Cove is, because it is a really nice place in Orlando that I would recommend checking out. But that is going to be it. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys the next time we go to Disney and beyond.